Hi there, sleepyhead. I know you're quite surprised, but maybe God granted your wish. So, we, your angel teachers, have heard that you're asking for help. Are you having a hard time understanding the types of lenses? Well, don't worry, because we got you. Now, listen carefully.
Lenses? What are they? Remember that mirrors reflect light. When it comes to lenses, they are objects usually made of glass that refract light. They are transparent pieces of glass or plastic with at least one curved surface. Do you know that a lens works by refraction? Yes, it bends light rays as they pass through and change direction. This bending by refraction makes it possible for us to have lenses, magnifying glass, prisms, and rainbows. And even our eyes depend upon this bending of light. Without refraction, we wouldn't be able to focus light onto our retina. There are plenty of types of spherical lenses, and I will share with you the most common types. These are concave and convex lenses. For convex lens, it is thicker in the center than the edges. It forms real and virtual images depending on the position of the object. While in concave lens, it is thicker at the edges and thinner in the center. It forms an upright, reduced image, and virtual image. In addition, a convex lens is also called a converging lens because it makes parallel light rays passing through it bend inward and converge at a spot just beyond the lens known as the focal point or focus. For a concave lens, it is sometimes called diverging lens because it makes parallel light rays curve outward, diverge, or scatter. To describe the images formed by lenses, we can use the graphical method through ray diagramming.
Images formed by spherical lenses follow the law of refraction. Keep in mind that the light comes from the object in all directions. But to analyze it easily, convenient rays will be picked to locate the image. We will not focus on the refraction that happens when the light enters the lens and when the light leaves the lens, but we will show the refraction that takes place in the middle of the lens. The things that will be followed and considered in using ray diagramming are parts of the diagram, rays to be used, and description of the image. Oops! It's quite complicated, but hey, relax. You will learn a lot after this. Ready to dig in? Here we go!
Just like in curved mirrors, there are two important points that you need to label in your ray diagram for lens. But first, you need to draw a principal axis. You can also draw a vertical imaginary line that passes the lens. This imaginary line will serve as your guide when to bend the refracted rays in a graphical method. For the two important points, we have the vertex or optical center, which is the geometric center of the lens. Next, we have the focal point or primary focus F and secondary focus F, which is the point where light rays converge or appear to converge when parallel rays pass through a lens. The distance from the vertex to the focal point is called the focal length. You can also double the value of the focal length and mark it as 2f, which will help you in describing the image formed by a lens. Knowing the in front and back side of a lens will help you determine the location of an image. Remember that the side of a lens where the object is located is the in front, while the remaining side is the back side or behind the lens.
There are three rays used in ray diagramming. First is the incident ray, parallel to the principal axis, and when it refracts, it will move towards the secondary focus or follow the path along the secondary focus. Second, an incident ray passes the primary focus or moves toward the primary focus, and when it hits the mirror, it will refract parallel to the principal axis. And third, an incident ray passes the optical center and it will continue its path because there will be no refraction. The image is formed as an intersection of the refracted rays, and it can be described based on the SOLT. S stands for size or height of the image as compared to the object that can be described as smaller, reduced, same size, or larger magnified. O for orientation, position of the image when compared to an object that can be upright if it has the same position as the object and inverted if otherwise. L means location. Where is the image formed? It can be on the same side with the object or on the opposite side of the object. And T for type. Describe the type of image formed. It can be described as real if the image is formed by the actual refracted ray and located at the opposite side of the object. Virtual if the image is formed by an extended refracted ray and located at the same side with the object. If in case that there is no intersection because the refracted rays are parallel to each other, no image is formed.
Here is an example of how ray diagramming techniques are used to locate and describe the image formed by an object using a convex lens. We will consider an object placed far from the lens. We will use two pairs of incident and refracted rays depending on the location of the object. First, an incident ray parallel to the principal axis, and when it refracts, it will move towards a secondary focus. The other one is an incident ray passing the optical center, and it continues its path because there will be no refraction. If we combine these two in one diagram, we will see an intersection. The intersection of the refracted rays is where an image is formed. Now, we will describe the image based on SOLT. As you can see, the size of the object was reduced in the image. The position of the image when compared to the object is inverted. Therefore, we can say that the orientation of the image is inverted. Where is the location of the image when formed? Obviously, at the opposite side of the object. As for the type, we can say that it's real. Why? The explanation earlier states that it can be described as real if the image is formed by the actual refracted ray and located at the opposite side of the object.
And here is an example of how ray diagramming techniques are used to locate and describe the image formed by an object using a concave lens. We will consider an object placed far from the lens. We will use two pairs of incident and refracted rays depending on the location of the object. First, an incident ray parallel to the principal axis, and when it refracts, it will follow the path along the secondary focus. The other one is an incident ray moving towards the primary focus, and when it hits the mirror, it will refract parallel to the principal axis. In combining these two in one diagram, since the refracted rays do not seem to intersect at the other side of the lens, extending the line of the refracted rays backwards from an intersection, thus, an image is formed. We will now describe the image based on SOLT. Observing the diagram, you can see that the size of the object was reduced in the image. Look, the position of the image is the same as the object. Therefore, we can say that the orientation of the image is upright. Where is the location of the image when formed? That's right, on the same side of the object. Since the image is formed by an extended refracted ray and located at the same side of the object, the type of image formed is virtual.
Easy, right? Now, did you understand what lenses are? I hope you did. Getting an education can be made easy when you remember that the Lord is always with you. Amen? Amen! You may now start answering your activities and let all that you do be done in love. Well, see you again next time. It's such a pleasure to teach you. God bless and Happy New Year!
Happy Year!
Trini Spectrum!
Loyal,
Viewers,